Welcome. Today, we're diving into one of the most pivotal moments in history, the American Revolution. This period marked the birth of a new nation, but there's a lot more to it than the Boston Tea Party and the Declaration of Independence. Stick around as we explore 41 fascinating facts that will take you beyond what you learned in school. Ready? Let's jump in. Curiosity 1. The revolution didn't start in 1776. The American Revolution actually began in April 1775 with the battles of Lexington and Concord. The Declaration of Independence wasn't signed until over a year later, in July 1776. The early months of the war were more about resisting British policies than full-blown independence. Curiosity 2. Not everyone wanted independence. Believe it or not, only about a third of the colonists supported independence. Another third were loyalists, remaining faithful to Britain, and the final third tried to stay neutral. This made the revolution not just a war against Britain, but also a civil conflict within the colonies. Curiosity 3. The Declaration of Independence had edits. Thomas Jefferson originally included a passage condemning slavery in the Declaration of Independence, but it was removed to avoid alienating Southern colonies. This decision highlights the compromises that were made to keep the colonies united against Britain. Curiosity 4. The Boston Tea Party wasn't the only one. The Boston Tea Party is famous, but did you know there were other tea protests? Colonists in places like New York and Charleston also dumped tea into harbors or boycotted it. These acts of defiance against the Tea Act were widespread and set the stage for larger rebellion. Curiosity 5. George Washington didn't sign the Declaration. George Washington is often associated with the Declaration of Independence, but he didn't sign it. At the time, he was leading the Continental Army, preparing for battle against the British. His role was more military than political during this early phase. Curiosity 6. The French help was critical. The American victory might not have been possible without France's help. The French provided crucial military support, including naval power that was decisive in the Battle of Yorktown, final major conflict of the war. Curiosity 7. A third of Washington's army were foreigners. Around one-third of George Washington's Continental Army was made up of foreigners. Many came from Germany, Ireland, and France. These immigrants played vital roles in America's fight for independence. Curiosity 8. Role of spies in the Revolution. Spies played a crucial role in the Revolution. The Culper spy ring, led by George Washington, gathered critical intelligence on British troop movements. Without this secretive network, the American forces would have faced greater challenges. Curiosity 9. African Americans fought on both sides. African Americans fought on both the British and American sides of the war. Many enslaved individuals were promised freedom by the British in exchange for their service. Others fought for the Continental Army, hoping for a new future in a free nation. Curiosity 10. First submarine was used. The Turtle was the first submarine used in warfare, designed by American inventor David Bushnell. It attempted to attach explosives to British ships in New York Harbor, though it wasn't successful. This marked an early use of underwater warfare. Curiosity 11. Not all colonies were gung-ho. Georgia was initially hesitant to join the revolution. As the youngest colony, it was heavily dependent on Britain for economic and military support. Georgia was the last of the 13 colonies to join the revolutionary cause. Curiosity 12. The war had global impact. The American Revolution wasn't just a local conflict. It had global repercussions. It inspired other independence movements, most notably the French Revolution. Revolutionary ideas spread across Europe and Latin America in the years that followed. Curiosity 13. A surprising victory at Trenton. The Battle of Trenton was a surprising victory for Washington's forces. On Christmas night in 1776, Washington crossed the icy Delaware River and launched a surprise attack on Hessian forces in Trenton, New Jersey. It boosted morale and turned the tide of the war. Curiosity 14. The British hired German mercenaries. The British hired about 30,000 German soldiers, known as Hessians, to fight against the American forces. These mercenaries played a significant role in battles, though many ended up staying in America after the war, contributing to the new nation. Curiosity 15. A young nation without a navy. At the start of the war, the Continental Navy barely existed. Most of the naval fighting was done by privateers, private ships authorized by the government to attack enemy vessels. The Navy's growth would come later, but these early efforts were crucial. Curiosity 16. The Revolution divided families. The American Revolution literally divided families. For example, Benjamin Franklin's son William was a staunch loyalist and served as the royal governor of New Jersey. Father and son were estranged for years due to their political differences. Curiosity 17. Benedict Arnold, hero turned traitor. Benedict Arnold was a hero early in the war, helping win key battles like Saratoga. However, he later switched sides, attempting to hand over the fort at West Point to the British. His name has since become synonymous with treason in the United States. Curiosity 18. Revolutionary War was also a naval war. Though most think of land battles, the American Revolution was also fought at sea. The French Navy was instrumental in challenging British naval dominance and helped secure victory at Yorktown by blockading British forces. Curiosity 19. The Revolution lasted 8 years. The American Revolution wasn't a short war. It lasted from 1775 until 1783, ending with the Treaty of Paris. This 8-year struggle tested the endurance and resolve of both the American forces and their British adversaries. Curiosity 20. Valley Forge wasn't a battle. Valley Forge is often mentioned in the context of the American Revolution, but no battle was fought there. Instead, it was the site of the Continental Army's winter camp in 1777 to 1778, where troops endured harsh conditions and emerged stronger thanks to training by Baron von Steuben. Curiosity 21. The Native American involvement. Many Native American tribes were involved in the Revolution, with allegiances divided. Some sided with the British in hopes of protecting their lands, while others supported the colonists. The outcome of the war had devastating effects on Native American communities. Curiosity 22. Women played key roles. Women played crucial roles in the Revolution, supporting the war effort by sewing uniforms and providing food to acting as spies, even fighting in disguise. Figures like Deborah Sampson, who disguised herself as a man to fight, highlight their contributions. Curiosity 23. Paul Revere's Midnight Ride wasn't solo. Paul Revere's famous Midnight Ride wasn't a solo mission. He was accompanied by fellow patriots, William Dawes and Samuel Prescott. Revere was actually captured by British forces. Prescott managed to carry the warning to Concord. Curiosity 24. The shot heard round the world. First shot of the Revolution at the Battle of Lexington is often called the shot heard round the world. This phrase symbolizes the far-reaching impact of the American Revolution, which inspired future movements for liberty worldwide. Curiosity 25. John Adams defended British soldiers before becoming a key revolutionary leader. John Adams defended British soldiers involved in the Boston Massacre in court. His commitment to justice, even for his political enemies, highlights the complexities of colonial loyalties at the time. Curiosity 26. Continental Congress wasn't a permanent government. The Continental Congress, which governed the colonies during the war, wasn't a permanent government. It was a temporary assembly that met to coordinate efforts against Britain. The Articles of Confederation later formalized the Union of the States. Curiosity 27. British had a global empire to protect. British didn't focus all their resources on the American Revolution because they had a global empire to defend. With colonies and interests in the Caribbean, Africa, and India, Britain couldn't afford to concentrate all its forces in North America. Curiosity 28. Franklin's diplomatic genius. Benjamin Franklin was instrumental in securing French support for the American cause. His diplomatic efforts in Paris helped turn the tide of the war, as French money, troops, and ships became essential to the eventual American victory. Curiosity 29. The war's economic toll. The Revolution had a massive economic impact on both Britain and the colony. Inflation soared in the colonies, and the British national debt doubled. The financial strain of the war contributed to political changes in both countries. Curiosity 30. The Siege of Yorktown was the decisive moment. The Siege of Yorktown in 1781 was the decisive moment of the war. American and French forces surrounded the British Army, led by General Cornwallis, forcing his surrender. This effectively ended major fighting in the colonies. Curiosity 31. Slavery was a controversial issue. Slavery was a controversial issue even during the Revolution. Some northern states began to abolish slavery, while the southern colonies held on to the institution. This division foreshadowed the conflicts that would eventually lead to the Civil War. Curiosity 32. George Washington declined kingship. After the war, some wanted George Washington to become king of the new nation. Washington, however, declined, setting a precedent for Republican governance. His refusal to seek power solidified his legacy as a leader who put country before self. Curiosity 33. The Treaty of Paris was signed in 1783. The war officially ended with the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1783. In the treaty, Britain recognized American independence and ceded territory east of the Mississippi River. This marked the formal birth of the United States as a sovereign nation. Curiosity 34. Thomas Paine's common sense was influential. Thomas Paine's pamphlet Common Sense, published in January 1776, was hugely influential in swaying public opinion toward independence. Written in plain language, it made the case for breaking away from Britain and was widely read throughout the colonies. Curiosity 35. The Green Mountain Boys. The Green Mountain Boys, led by Ethan Allen, were a militia group from Vermont that played a key role in capturing Fort Ticonderoga in 1775. This victory provided the Continental Army with much-needed artillery, which was later used to drive the British out of Boston. Curiosity 36. Guerrilla warfare tactics. American forces often used guerrilla warfare tactics against the British. Leaders like Francis Marion, known as the Swamp Fox, conducted hit-and-run attacks that frustrated British forces and wore them down over time. Curiosity 37. Continental currency became worthless. To fund the war, the Continental Congress issued paper money known as Continental currency. However, it quickly became worthless due to inflation and lack of backing by gold or silver, leading to the phrase, "not worth a continental." Curiosity 38. The Revolution wasn't just in America. Fighting during the American Revolution also took place outside the colonies. The British and French clashed in the Caribbean, and Spain joined the war on the side of the Americans, attacking British positions in Florida and along the Mississippi River. Curiosity 39. The British were exhausted by other conflicts. British were already exhausted from conflicts like the 7 Years' War, which had drained their resources and energy. This, combined with the long distance between Britain and America, made it difficult to maintain control over the rebellious colonies. Curiosity 40. The war created a new political experiment. The American Revolution wasn't just a war for independence. It was a new political experiment. The creation of the United States marked the beginning of a democratic republic, a system of government that was unprecedented at the time. Curiosity 41. The legacy of the Revolution. The legacy of the American Revolution lives on today. It set the stage for modern democratic movements around the world and established key principles like individual liberty, self-governance, and the pursuit of happiness that continue to shape global politics. And there you have it. 41 fascinating facts about the American Revolution go beyond the textbook. This monumental event shaped not only the United States, but also the world as we know it today. If you found this video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with history buffs, and subscribe for more deep dives into history and beyond. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.